are the most popular personality in the community, and you are done lot of. Now we want talking about the 29th, this event,
Yes, yes.
fundraising.
Yes.
What about the tickets? What's of the sponsorship? What do you want to say about that?
The organization has decided to conduct annual dinners from 2008. The day of the dinner, we had 165 people. The hall was packed, and about 50 people were told, sorry, we have no tickets, no seat for you. Need to request the support. How can we look after people who are suffering by contributing something? The ticket is $120.
120.
121, 20.
And that money is also going back to the cause,
Yeah.
and
Correct.
it is helping the people one way or another, and this is all communities also. Any message you want to give to everyone?
The message is very simply to people is to, you can donate money, it is tax deductible. You will come to the dinner if you're close by and not far. Bring your family, your friends and support the cause.
सर ने बताया कि कम्युनिटी के लिए काम करना, कम्युनिटी को वापस देना बहुत ही बड़ी चीज़ है, and he done for a long time. So on 29th you can buy the tickets, $120.
Ticket dinner, $120, it is not tax deductible. Workplace giving. Workplace giving is very important. $10 every pay I want to contribute. I said, now you are talking, I said. So she has been contributing $10 every pay for the last 5 years.
Okay.
The organization called Tungabi Legal Center. Tungabi is a suburb in the Western Sydney, and you must know, if you don't know, it is the third settlement of the white population in this country. Third settlement of the whites in Tungabi, many years ago, 200 plus years ago.
फ्रेंड्स वर्ल्ड टीवी इंडस्ट्रीज एंड रेडियो बॉलीवुड बीट्स पे आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत। मैं आपका नाम वरुण तिवारी, और आज हमारे साथ हैं स्टूडियो में सर सुजन जी, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत। एंड स्पेशली टोंगाबी से वो टोंगाबी एज ही इज द कॉन्सेप्ट, मींस इनको कौन नहीं जानता, बिकॉज ही इज द ओनली वन, मैं ये कहूँगा ओनली वन, सर्विंग फॉर द कम्युनिटी फॉर लॉन्ग टाइम, फ्रॉम द I think more than 4 decades now. So welcome to the studio, and Sukh, welcome to the studio. And so we are here for at present talking about the fundraising event is coming in November. So we want to know about that and your organization as well for a long time.
Look, I'm delighted to be here today, and I volunteer my time with the Tungabi Legal Center, which is not-for-profit, unfunded by the government at the present time in terms of the co-funding, ongoing recurring funding as we call it. And this organization is run by volunteers, nearly 40 volunteers, of which majority of them are law students from 7 different universities. And there are about 10 legal practitioners who come and work on a Thursday night and Saturday morning. We run a legal clinic. In between, they come to us in the hub. We have a small hub in Tungabi itself, and they come to us for helping, problems with legal issues. And we have been helping for the last 18 years in Tungabi. This is the 19th year we are on. We just stepped into the 19th year. And this organization, for a period of time, have assisted over 15,000 people plus. A lot of people, we don't capture the data, because they come, for a short time, and we don't want to enter everybody. We don't have the mechanism or the staff to do that. And a lot of people on the phone also seeking assistance. Some of the simple matters we deal with the phone and we give them explanation, and that's it. So we are not funded. So to keep our organization going, basically, we need funds. We need funds for public liability insurance. We need funds for the professional indemnity insurance with the law cover of New South Wales. Then we need funds to pay for the little space we've got. We need the funds to pay for using the church hall, conducting legal clinic on Thursday night and Saturdays. So we need funds to administrative work, for example, to keep up the bookkeeper. We need a bookkeeper to see what's happening. And so we need funds for a number of activities. Plus, we save some money. If we can get more money, we save some money into the future, hoping to purchase a block of land in Tungavi and make a building in Tungavi on the same land, and then dedicate the land and the building particularly, in honor of our long-term patron, who is currently the governor, formerly the judge of the Court of Appeal, and subsequently become the president of the Court of Appeal of New South Wales Supreme Court. And so he has accepted our suggestion in 2020, because from 2020 we could not do much because of the COVID, 3 years, 4 years, COVID probably was there for 3 years, and then of course people were worried about COVID for a period of time. So now we are waking up to the reality that we can achieve the dream. It's a dream, it is a dream without money, so to speak. A lot of these dreams are done without real money or infrastructure. So we got the dream and we think we can achieve it, but we're going to go viral, nationally speaking, to get some support from people through a crowdfunding appeal mechanism. We have registered our organization as a charity in all these 7 jurisdictions. There are 8 jurisdictions. New South Wales, we already registered. All the 7, including the 2 territories, we have registered ourselves as a charity in all these places, because if you are going to raise money in those states and territories, you need to be registered there. So we have registered that there. So once we acquire the land, then we intend to go public. What they say locally, we go bananas in trying to ask people to support this cause. The donations are tax deductible. We are what they call a DGR status, deductible gift recipient on the Income Tax Assessment Act. So it's all a good cause. So people must understand the fact that Western Sydney is a growth area of the Sydney Metro, or Greater Sydney, if you want to call it that way. There's no way that we can build houses on the sea, because that side of the sea ocean. So people have to come to the west. For example, in Blacktown, at the present time, they're talking about approximately 450,000 people right now, give or take. But they're projecting that in about 15 years, it's going to be 600 or 650,000, depending on all the developments that's taking place. If you go around Schofield, Riverston, and so many places, there, what they call, there's so much of green space available for people to construct, and there's a big boom in population. And where do they come from? People are moving across from renting in Harris Park, Ashfield, and all our other places with the aspiration of owning a property on their own. They move in there. That's 1 lot of people. Then the government of Australia, the Commonwealth of Australia, due to international obligation, they also accept refugees. There's so many refugees coming from various countries where things are very bad, and we accept them, we receive them, we welcome them, and particularly Blacktown Council is always welcoming people. As the former mayor used to say, whether you come from the Mars or the moon, we welcome you here. So, so that's a very positive attitude we have had. So we got all these people coming here, new migrants are also coming here. So means that most of them have no full understanding of the law, applicable law in the state of New South Wales in this country. So, and they don't have much money, so they can't go to a private lawyer. And my understanding is, and I stand to be corrected, the legal aid has got very strict rules by which they accept application for granting funds to run the case. The first one is, of course, means testing. There's the first big gate. If you pass the means testing and you succeed in that, then I understand there is a merit test case also. Is a second gate, merit test. Whether there is a merit in providing the taxpayer money to defend that person or not. There is another issue there. Now, even if you pass these 2 tests, I understand there are certain areas of law where the legal aid will not be funding. So there are a lot of people are there, needing help, and they are frightened to go to a private lawyer, because the private lawyers are good people. I mean, they speak nicely, they very politely, respectfully, etc. But then, they say, look, at the end of the day, you got to pay 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever, depending on the complexity of the law, into the trust account, ask them to sign a cost agreement. Sometimes people, without knowing, they sign the cost agreement. They're caught into a contractual obligation.
Mm.
So really, the Tungavi Legal Center is there to support the disadvantaged, vulnerable, marginalized people. And each of those words I'm using very carefully because they all have a particular connotation.
So what was the defining moment why you started TLC, sir?
No,
this is great,
no.
with everything you've done.
Yeah.
So there would be a reason.
The starting of the TLC was initially, I was working until the 10th of February 2023, I was a public servant.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier on, I'm a unionist. I believe in the union movement, and the union is not the best we have, but that is the best we've got. So for the protection of the working class, so to speak, that's my view. And even sometimes unions are not delivering the services required by the people who are affected by the workplace problems, the workplace politics. So whether in terms of discrimination, in terms of promotion, appointments, and dismissal, all of those areas. So I've had a few people coming to me for help, in my workplace, and I've actually been involved in assisting them. And I think the word spread around the fact that Mr. Benjamin is solved problems.
Right.
Then it so happened, then the priest in the church, in St. Anthony's Church in Tungavi, where I go, I'm a sinner, but I still go to church every Sunday, every week. And he started referring people to me, saying, if people went to the priest saying, look, I got a problem, blah, 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 he said, go and see Mr. Benjamin, so he will help you. So people started coming. So then the word spread around more, saying I'm helping people. So in the evening I come from work around 6 or 6:30, 7 o'clock sometime in the evening. I used to work in Paramana.
Mm-hmm.
So there were many people sitting in my lounge room wanting help. So
I've actually personally witnessed it myself as well, a couple of years ago when I was there.
So these things happen. So at the end of the day, my wife and the kids at that time, young kids. So my wife said, look, I don't think this can be done in this manner. It is not sustainable going forward. So we looked at the options and possibilities. Then we went back to the priest. The same priest were referring people to me. So I said, look, there are too many things happening at home, and it's not a good idea for having this people coming to my house and sitting in my lounge. And some of them I knew, but many of them I did not know as this demand for service increased. So I asked the priest, can we use the whole in the future? He said, yeah, of course you can. Then he was very conscious of the fact of the social justice dimension of what we are trying to do. And so then we said, look, we can't simply start an organization without consulting the community. So we had a community consultation. We invited about 200-300 people, letterboxing around Tungavi. We said, this is the proposal, come and tell us what you think, what your needs are, what is your experience. And I think about 40 or 50 people turned up. This is way back in 2005-6 period. And we also invited some representatives from the Law Society of New South Wales, who also came and gave a talk about, what can be done, blah, blah, blah. So, so that's how then there was a very positive feedback from the community that we need something like this. And that's how the organization was established. And, interesting story, which I want to say, or maybe publicly later on in some place, is that we are trying to register the organization at a point, right? And we wanted, our constitution said there should be 10 members of the management committee. And then we approached the fair trading to register. And they kept it for a few days and maybe a few weeks, or maybe a period of time. And so I rang and said, what's going on? They said, we have looked at it and I don't think we can register. The department said they will not be able to register our organization. I said, why not? And they said, all your members must be legal practitioners, all 10 of them.
Okay.
All 10 of them. So I said, yeah, right. Then I started looking at the other community legal centers in and around Sydney and realized that none of them had that arrangements. So I went back to them. So they said, no, this is not going to happen. They said. So I was very perplexed about this. How do we solve the problem? So it is in that context that one day I went to a function in Castleville and I met the Minister for Fair Trading. And that happened to be the Honourable Linda Burney. At that time she was the Minister for Fair Trading. So I told her the story. So I said, this is crazy because I'm a lawyer. I understand fairness, I understand the rule of law, I understand, these aspects. So she said, let me think about that. In 2 days' time, the Fair Trading called me and said, no, we will register you now. So political intervention is required where bureaucracy is unable to deliver sometimes. And this is exactly what happened. And then we got registered. And then the professional indemnity insurance was not available from the law cover. Law cover is, an organization providing insurance to solicitors in New South Wales. And they said, no, we can't cover you. So I went to Aon. Aon. They're the brokers, yeah. So I went to them, insurance brokers. So they got insurance from another firm. So we had the professional indemnity insurance, and we could not function without that according to the Law Society rules. So we got that done, and slowly, everywhere there's hurdles. There's hurdles after hurdles.
And you've been paving way steadily for benefiting the community. Hats off, sir.
Yeah,
And that's why you are the most popular personality in the community, and you are done a lot of eyewitness from the last 20 years, and no program is successful or no program is there without you. You done like a lot of your presence is most powerful, always there, your presence is there. And now we want talking about the 29th, this event,
yes.
fundraising.
That's right.
So what about the tickets? What's of the sponsorship? What do you want to say about that?
Now, the organization has decided to conduct annual dinners from 2008.
Yeah.
2008 was our first dinner, and that was organized in the church hall. And we were collecting $50 at that time. This is about 19 years ago, so to speak. And then somebody was complaining, oh, this is too much, nobody will turn up. So just 1 week before the event, we had 40 people who were registered and paid. And then people said there are only 40 people. I said, that's fine, we'll have 40 people. We invited at that time the judge, who's now the Honourable Beasley, as the chief guest and the key speaker. And at that time, when we invited the judge as the chief guest, we were a bit worried about the numbers. We thought we must have reasonable numbers. And guess what? The day of the dinner, we had 165 people. The hall was packed, and about 50 people were told, sorry, we have no tickets, no seat for you. So many people turned up. So they were, keen to support us. So that's what happened. So every year we have been doing this. In 2022, we had this event in Blacktown Leisure Centre, Stand-Up Garden. We had about 800 people come there to support us. 800, I couldn't believe it. It's amazing. So normally we get about 300 to 400 people. So we are keen to request the support of everyone to come and help us. Our slogan is a very simple slogan. Haves helping the have-nots. Haves helping the have-nots. Sometimes even the haves need some help. Sometimes that happens. It's inevitable. So today you are having all the resources, you got the money in the bank, you are doing very well, you got a good job, and you got, nice house, whatever. So all these are being fulfilled. How can you look after people who are suffering by contributing something? The ticket is $120.
120.
120. This is a Saturday event on the 29th of November at the Blacktown Leisure Centre, Standard Garden. As you can appreciate, out of the 120, substantial part of that, nearly one-third goes to catering. One-third goes catering. Then there are table decoration, then there's security issue, then there are a lot of things, entertainment issues, there's sound, light, everything plus money. So you probably get about $40 to $50, or maybe 50, maybe 40, depending on at the end of the day per person. But it's all of the dinner is also about celebrating, our existence.
And that money is also going back to the cause.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
it is helping the people one way or another, and this is all community service.
Correct. So the money we raise goes back to the Tunga Vilayasana, and is also joining up our people for celebration. Celebrating Tunga Vilayasana for serving the people for over 18 years in a formal sense. We started the formal advising on the 13th of October 2007. 2007 we started that. And so we are still going strong, and we have a small outreach service in Blacktown at the Australian Catholic University campus in 22 Main Street also. So look, it's a struggle, it's a challenge we have. So anyone thinking about the disadvantaged, vulnerable and marginalized people can support us. We are not the only vehicle supporting them. There are a number of organizations doing things in their own way, providing food for those who don't have food, advocating situations of domestic violence. So we are also supporting people, victims of domestic violence issues we support. And we are supporting people who are needing some migration advice. For those who are vulnerable, disadvantaged and marginalized, that should never be forgotten. And if you're rich and famous, no point in coming to us. You can go to a private lawyer and pay the money. The lawyers are expensive, so this is even sometimes we get people who are working for large banks, and so I will sometimes wonder why they are there with us.
So in the last, any message you want to give to everyone?
All that I can say to everyone is that this is a struggle. I work there full time. I don't get paid at the present time because there's no money in the organization to pay me. I'm okay to survive. A lot of people bring free food to me, because there is food in the fridge. I'm going back to eat the people's food they give me. So for lunch, for example. So I am using my savings from the super, having worked with the government for a period of time. So I have a crazy mind. My crazy mind is to make sure that the organization survives beyond me. I'm looking for people who are legally qualified, who got the passion to help, to come and join me, and take over the baton, if you want to call it that way, and run this organization in the future. There's a challenge there for people who must have a compassion, who must learn how to sacrifice. The message is very simply to people is to, you can donate money, it is tax deductible. You can come to the dinner if you're close by and not far. Bring your family, your friends, and support the cause. It'll be a great event, like before. And the governor, who's the patron, has already confirmed her presence at the dinner. So we look forward to your support, and that's very, very critical.
Friends, किस तरीके से सर ने बताया कि कम्युनिटी के लिए काम करना, कम्युनिटी को वापस देना बहुत ही बड़ी चीज़ है, एंड ही डन फॉर लॉन्ग टाइम and very passionate. So on 29th you can buy the tickets, $120. And sir, the last thing, where they can buy the tickets?
The tickets can be purchased online through Humanities, through the website of Tunga Vilayasana, and then obviously you got to pay, I think, $2 or $3 to the Humanities as commission. But you must buy the ticket before the 20th of November at 120, but if you want to go and buy later, it becomes 150. And then on the day of the event itself, it becomes 200. Not that we are, keen to burden you with a large sum of money for the ticket. It is simply we are trying to encourage people to buy early and pay less, so to speak. So if you're interested and willing to support us, please buy the ticket today if you can. And it's a simple process. Provide the credit card details and it's all done.
एंड फ्रेंड्स मैं एक बार फिर से हाईलाइट कर देता हूँ इस बात को जो उन्होंने बताया था कि ये पूरा टैक्स रिडक्शन के साथ है सो दैट इज आल्सो वन बेनिफिट टू सपोर्ट द दिस टीम द लीगल टीम व्हिच गोइंग बैक एंड गिविंग बैक टू द कम्युनिटी एंड इसी के साथ हम आपसे इजाजत लेते हैं मिलते हैं 29 को स्टैंड होप गार्डन्स में एंड इसी का सर आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद बिकॉज यू आर हमारे लिए आप आइडल हैं एंड बिकॉज आप बहुत ही अच्छा शुरू से काम कर रहे हैं और हम देखते हैं कि आप कितने ऑनेस्टली कितने पैशन से कम्युनिटी की सर्विस कर रहे हैं इसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया और एक बार
one small correction I need to make. The ticket dinner $120 it is not tax deductible. Because you get goods and services for the money. But if you're paying a lot more than that, so some people come as a donation. Donation is something that you pay, out of love for your work you do.
That is tax.
So that's tax deductible.
That's
any amount.
Any amount.
I have donated initially 2 lots of $5,000 and one time $10,000. At that time I was working as tax deductible. Substantial part of the money comes back to me.
Okay.
The maximum rate at which my salary was at that time, it comes back to me. And the other thing I want to talk about is also, we have a program that we want to encourage, workplace giving.
Okay.
Workplace giving is very important, where you go to your employer pay system and add the Tungabi Legal Center as a charity and say, I want to pay $5 per salary, $5 or $10. When I was there, I added the Tungabi Legal Center in my department, which was the Revenue New South Wales, and I was contributing $20 a time. And there are still a few people now contributing from my department also, and other departments, a small amount of money. But we want to have a big campaign about workplace giving. It is simple. It is automatically directed by the paymaster, paymaster, payroll people. And sent to Tungabi Legal Center, all automatic stuff, so people are now making contributions at the moment. Right. So one lady who was a lawyer with us, she was there for 3 years as a volunteer with us, and then she left us. She told us we are leaving, etc. She lives in the mountains. One day she called me later on, about 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. She said, I want to contribute $10 donation. I said, $10 donation? No, don't worry about $10 donation. No, because $10 has to be received, $10 need to be receipted, $10 need to be accounted. I said, that will cost more than $10. So she said, no, you misunderstood me, she said. I said, what are you trying to tell me? $10 every pay I want to contribute. I said, now we are talking, I said. So she has been contributing $10 every pay for the last 5 years.
Okay.
And she's now coming up with new plans. She's got new plans for fundraising for the Tungabi Legal Center. She's a European Aussie woman and a lovely, committed, socially committed to the cause of the disadvantaged and the underprivileged. So that's the mission of this organization.
So guys, when you're coming there on 29th, you will meet a lot of lot of advocates, lot of people. So if you have any questions, you can talk about, and this is a great opportunity for the networking. So we'll see you on 29th. 29th स्टैंड अप गार्डन्स एंड फिर से हम एक बार आपसे इजाजत लेते हैं और मिलते हैं 29 नवंबर को और कोई भी आपके क्वेश्चंस हो तो आप हमें सेंड कर सकते हैं हम सब तक जरूर पहुंचाएंगे.
The organization called Tungabi Legal Center. Tungabi is a suburb in the Western Sydney, and you must know, if you don't know, is the third settlement of the white population in this country. Third settlement of the whites in Tungabi, many years ago, 200 plus years ago. So that's Tungabi, and that's a suburb between Paramana and Blacktown. Some people ask me, where is Tungabi? So I tell them that.
Western City, most of the people know that.
Yeah,
That is
Western City,
one of the most popular and very expensive as well.
I don't
For the ones who
expensive.
do not know about Western City or not part of it, I think it's time for you to know that we have Tungabi Legal Center. It's called TLC Out of Love. And see you all on the 29th of November at the TLC annual fundraiser dinner. It's the 18th year this year, and let's celebrate this teen years of Tungabi Legal Center and support them.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much.